What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rise and Grind. It is another Monday and the last Monday in January. I can't believe that we're already finishing the first month in 2025 already. I can't believe it.
I didn't actually realize it was the last Monday in January, and my heart just skipped a beat.
Yep.
That's wild.
Yep.
What a fast month.
Yeah.
It actually kind of puts things into perspective because we all have such big goals when we start the year, and time moves so quickly. So you can't just sit and wait until the last second to accomplish your goals. You really need to do that 1% every single week. That was a wake-up call for me, at least.
Yeah.
Wow, this month went fast.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, wow, this is literally the last month of January in 2025. And before you know, we're going to be blinking and we're going to be in Q4. So we got to be on track. You got to be getting after your goals every single day.
Definitely.
Bottom line. So hit us. What you got first?
All right. Well, there's still a lot of confusion happening with TikTok. A lot of people are like, it's back, no worries at all. But what they don't realize is that the Band-Aid is still just put on there. TikTok is illegally operating in the US right now.
Right.
They're not supposed to be up and running. Trump was able to get a 75-day extension, which takes them to about mid-April to find a buyer. And I know he's working with Oracle. There's talks with Oracle, and there's talks with Microsoft, which was interesting to see, actually.
Billy Gates.
Yeah, out of the list of buyers, there were a few really interesting ones. Mr. Beast was on the list too, which isn't that interesting?
Yeah,
but I wasn't really surprised by that. Like, it seems like something he would go to do. But I was surprised that Zuckerberg wasn't on the list. Musk was on the list.
Yeah,
but I'm
I saw Trump.
Wouldn't you want to buy out your
talk about that.
competition?
Yeah.
I would want to buy out my competition at least. So, we'll see who the buyer is going to be. They have 75 days. Do not accidentally delete the app like John did.
Yep, I deleted it. But I do have it still on my iPhone.
You do?
Yep.
That's so funny. You still have your iPhone? So you have your iPhone
Sure do.
And your Android?
Sure do. I don't use the iPhone though, but my TikTok is
only for TikTok.
TikTok's on it. I don't use it though.
Yeah.
I'm on a TikTok detox.
Hooks up to Wi-Fi and just uses it. It's your TikTok phone now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so funny.
It's worth $20,000 now. TikTok on it.
Well, actually, did you see that people are selling devices with TikTok on it now on eBay for a lot of money, which is just wild.
Nobody's gonna buy it though.
No.
It's never gonna sell. It's just like funny because it's like if TikTok really did get forever canceled in the US and you could only keep it on your phone, then I think yes. Probably.
Yeah, sure.
Like maybe a few grand, but like people are like $10,000, $20,000, whatever. It's like you're not selling this.
No.
Nobody's buying this.
No, unless you're a creator, I guess, right? If you make your living on TikTok and you really, really, really needed it to continue to make a living, okay, maybe. You have to tap into a different market though.
Yeah.
It's not the US, but
yeah,
really interesting. I am really curious to see who ends up buying the platform and what they end up doing to it too. Which will be.
Well, Trump is saying that, again, I don't know if this is actually going to be a thing, but he's saying that there's a potential for America to be the actual partner and the United States own like a majority of TikTok, and that we're partnered with that company based out of China, and all proceeds and then go to the country, which is like
interesting,
which has never really happened before. So it's like interesting.
Really
he's running it like a business, which is really interesting.
Oh my gosh. The first thing I think of is that podcast that Zuckerberg did with Joe Rogan talking about how the government, kind of went to Meta and said, hey, limit the amount of information that goes out about COVID and the vaccine. So like, will it be the same on TikTok? Or Trump's whole thing is truth on social. So maybe it'll actually be better for us.
And it's interesting because Trump owns a social media company called Truth Social, which is so interesting.
Yeah. So we'll see who will be the owner. They should make a reality TV show out of it.
Yeah, seriously.
The next topic that I have is Instagram is now recommending longer reels, which is a complete 180 from what they were saying, where 30 to 60 second reels were the sweet spot for engagement. Now they're going to start recommending 3-minute reels over the short snippets to those on the Explore feed.
They want to be long form content.
They want your long form content to get out there too. It's interesting because it's becoming more of this educational platform in a way of sharing so much information, whereas there's still that entertainment piece on Instagram, right? But the long form content is allowing for either longer entertainment or more education on the platform.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of how TikTok went too, where they started to do longer videos. So maybe they're just taking off their TikTok because not many people have access to it if they deleted it.
It's just funny that every time you see a camera in front of Trump, somebody's asking about TikTok.
Yeah.
And it's wild how much impact that platform, that's such a newer platform,
right?
has made in such a short amount of time.
It's crazy that that's like the big topic of the U.S.
Like people forgot about the drones. Like no one's like, oh, drone. They're like TikTok.
Right.
It's like,
what's going on with TikTok?
What happened with those drones? I want to know what's going on with those drones.
Who cares about the drones? Bring back TikTok.
Yeah, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, so there's a lot changing, and it's interesting to see all of these different social platforms influence one another too.
Right.
I also saw recently that, do you use Threads at all? I know
No.
Yeah, I don't use it either. I don't know anybody that uses Threads, honestly.
No.
But they still try to push it so hard. They're now
I'm waiting for them to cancel it.
I know. Yeah, me too.
Or just stop it because
who's nobody's using it, right? But I do see some highlights in my feed on Instagram from time to time. I just saw now they're releasing an ad placement to Threads, so you can place ads there, and I'm like, who's on there to target?
I don't even want to place them. I don't want to place them.
Right? Like, who's on there to target? And is that a way to just supplement income that you're losing from having that platform?
Yeah, so. I'm honestly, I think I was on it the first day or second, maybe the first week, just like looking at it and stuff. But then I never went back on it again.
Yeah.
Literally never went on it again. Yeah. Have you?
No.
And it's funny because when that first launched, we were sitting here talking about how, wow, this is the fastest growing social channel ever.
Everyone signed up. Nobody used it.
But then nobody ever went back on Threads.
No.
Comment, have you been on Threads recently? That's the question. So if you have been, drop a comment. If you haven't, drop a comment too. But literally, it's like nobody's using it.
No.
So it's just crazy.
No. And if they are, or if they like that platform, they're likely already using X, which is just so similar to it.
Right. So. And Elon, again, on his side, is trying to make X like, there's our board advisor, Ian, was telling us this. I forget the name of the app in China, but essentially it's like an X, but you could use it for payments. You could use it for everything, like your whole life out of that one social platform. And that's what he's trying to make in America. So he's making it like where you can go on it. You can it could be Venmo, it could be social. Like you could do everything on that platform.
Wow.
So that's what X is building to.
Wow, that's going to be really interesting. I wonder if it'll be used as kind of that one size fits all for everybody, or
well, that's what he's trying to build. But when you think about it,
it's hard to break habit, right? Like when you Venmo someone, you Venmo someone. So
right.
Do it on another platform, you have to break the habit.
Right. But then again, listen, the one thing that people forget about, I just saw this thing where somebody's like, yo, Elon Musk is crazy. He has all these different platforms or things that he's built before. And it's like, at the end of the day, he literally built, people forget that, but he built PayPal.
Yeah. Oh, I even forgot that. He did build PayPal.
So he built PayPal.
Wow, what a huge company.
So that's what I'm saying. So like he built PayPal. So that's why when he's like, oh, I'm going to put payment on X, it's like this guy pioneered like digital payment.
Yeah, he can do it. No problem.
Right. Well, I mean, I would trust it because of his experience. So it's like anything he does, based on, me, because I love Tesla. Like I love what he's built there. And I think it's the best car in the world for every facet of a vehicle. But it's like everything he does, he gets the best people in the room. And like he has the smartest people and he just fucking makes the best products. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he exited, from PayPal, and the fact that he built obviously Tesla and SpaceX and all these different components, there's all these different businesses that are monsters. It's like this dude literally, Jamie Dimon of Chase, the CEO of Chase, he said that Elon Musk is our Einstein. Which is like so true.
Absolutely.
It's like so
that's a good
true.
That's a good analogy.
But he didn't. I mean, Einstein wasn't building cars, right? Einstein wasn't doing half the shit that he's doing. So Einstein's really smart, but this dude's putting smart into practicality. Like he's building shit. He's building insane stuff.
He's my inspiration for innovation.
Literally.
Yeah. He just thinks of something. He's like, well, how can we make it possible? And then he finds a way to make it possible.
Which just cuts through the bullshit, right? He's like, let's get it done. Let's put the right team together. Like, they get kicked back on things. Just do it anyway. Let's push. And he gets it done. And honestly, to your point, he's a great person for innovation. Yeah, he's a great person for innovation.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I think that's all I have on my end.
That's all she wrote? Yeah. So again, we're at the end of January, which is wild. This is the last Monday in January. And back to what we were saying earlier about, obviously people typically January is where people get really excited about their goals. And then once they hit the end of January or early February, that's where they start falling off, whether that's nutrition, whether that's health, and whether that's business or whatever else. People are like, all right, I'm over the new year, new me stuff, or the new year goals that I set. And I think the biggest thing is at the end of the day, it's like right now, if you're not going to do it right now, you are not going to do it in the middle of the year. You're not going to do it at the end of the year. So the goals that you set forth for your business, for yourself, for what you have to do, figure out the people you need to surround yourself with so you can make them happen. That's it. That's the big thing, is that if you're not doing that, you're not going to hit your goals. And also for people who haven't used this framework, I said this a couple of times on here already, but Tony Robbins, when I went to his UPW event, he shared that when most people don't achieve their goals, because when they're after their goals, what winds up happening is that they just make generalized goals. So it's like, oh, I want to build a bigger company, right? What does bigger mean, right? What define that? Can you track that? Can you mark that? And because you can't, in most cases, people don't achieve those goals because they just say things like that, and then they don't really move a needle, to an extent that makes them happy. So ultimately, at the end of the day, get clearer about your goals. So the framework that he makes up is, what's the goal? What is the time frame you want to achieve it in? What will it mean to your life if you actually achieve this goal, right? And what is the plan of action to get to the goal? And so if you have all these things, his whole thing about it is it's feeding your subconscious on why it's important to plan, and so that it's already putting it in the back of your mind, right? So like, again, subconsciously, that's where, we're doing things on autopilot. So if you could feed that to your subconscious and you just start doing things and things start showing up for you, it's a very big help for you to move, that goal forward. And the biggest thing I'll say is, when you have big goals, especially, it's okay. Sometimes we overestimate, or sometimes we make too crazy of goals, right? But the bottom line is, if you're going to achieve your goals, the best way to eat an elephant, right, is one bite at a time. So if you have big goals, separate them into quarters, separate them into months, whatever you can, to start just moving the rock up the hill. Because as long as you're moving, you're going in the right direction. So, but happy Monday, guys. I hope everybody here gets after it, and we shall see you next Monday.